Hello, I'm Michelle Fox with DentistryIQ.com. This week we speak with the practice management consultant and ask her some of the numbers your practice needs to know to be even more successful in these tough economic times. RDH editor Mark Hartley talks with the hygienist who is battling Sjogren syndrome and gets some tips from her on how dental professionals can help their patients with this affliction. And a new product from 3M that is being launched on October 1st that the company claims will create a new class of adhesive in the industry. We begin today's newscast with an interview that Kevin Henry conducted during the recent ICOI-ADIA meeting in Chicago. While clinicians were there to focus on implants, Kristen Ewan from the Productive Dentist Academy was there to talk about practice management. Ewan sat down with Kevin to talk about case acceptance and some of the misunderstandings that are out there and what is a good case acceptance rate.
The first thing you need to know is there is not just one number that you need to focus on in terms of success of a practice. But I think one of the most confusing numbers that you read in different magazines and hear from different coaches or consultants is the idea of a case acceptance percentage. And if you define acceptance as that the patient starts the treatment or accepts today and moves forward with treatment, what is a good percentage? What was a healthy number? I get asked that a lot as a coach. What should my case acceptance percentage be at? And if you think about it from a dollar perspective, let's say you present $50,000 worth of dentistry in a month and you get 100% case acceptance. That means I've got $50,000 in dentistry on the book. Is that better or is that worse than if I present $100,000 worth of dentistry and get 60% case acceptance? Now I have $60,000 on the book, but that percentage of acceptance looks significantly lower. So that number alone is extremely misleading in terms of what should it be. So again, it's a situation of taking one number and directing a practice based on only one number, which can be extremely misleading. So in terms of what is a healthy number, the real healthy number is what is my production goal for the month. So we look at that in terms of how much do I need to diagnose in order to accomplish that production goal. So from a Productive Dental Academy standpoint, we really look at what is it that I want to achieve.
You can see the rest of the interview and find out more information by going to DentistryIQ.com community section and searching under videos for case acceptance. Joanne Snyder is a dental hygienist from Southern California. She is also a victim of Sjogren syndrome. Earlier this week, she discussed her experiences with Sjogren syndrome with DentistryIQ.com.
For years before my diagnosis, I had dry mouth symptoms which made it very difficult to eat or swallow, speak, or chew. At restaurants, I was stuck just ordering soup or salad because anything else would make me choke. I'd have to sip water frequently while I was eating to be able to even swallow. And sometimes even chewing gum ahead of a meal would give me a little bit of extra saliva so that I could get through it. But it was very difficult. Then when I developed very severe dry eye syndromes, my husband, a general dentist, decided that possibly these dryness issues were probably related and sent me to a rheumatologist. The rheumatologist did extensive blood work and diagnosed me with primary Sjogren syndrome in 1998.
Because of her unique perspective, Snyder also has some insights that her peers in the dental industry can use with patients who have Sjogren's or even xerostomia.
And really what I try to stress with my peers is that all healthcare professionals, first and foremost, should really educate themselves about Sjogren's and the problems with xerostomia, like the difficulty talking, swallowing, chewing, the altered sense of taste, burning mouth, and ask questions. Are you experiencing dry mouth? About 50% of your salivary function is lost before most patients even realize that they're having a problem. So if they know a patient's been diagnosed with Sjogren syndrome, then they might be mindful that our mouth and gums is much more sensitive to the touch, and taste, we're very sensitive to taste, so milder flavors, a thin-tipped ultrasonic scaler on a low-power setting can be more comfortable than hand scaling. These patients may need to sip or swish water more frequently to keep their mouth from drying out. And For home care instructions, I use personally a water irrigator and an electronic toothbrush because there's a lot less wear and tear on the gum tissue, and it provides better results with less trauma.
And finally, we turn our attention to a new product from 3M ESPE that will be released on October 1st. The company's Scotch Bond Universal Adhesive will be released just before the start of the ADA annual session in Las Vegas. Kevin Henry recently visited 3M's headquarters in Minnesota and got a sneak peek of the new product.
Hi, Kevin Henry, the Managing Editor of Dental Economics.
And I am Beth Eskra, the U.S. marketer for adhesives, curing lights, and liners with 3M ESPE.
And we're actually here today at the 3M ESPE headquarters in Minnesota, and we're talking about a new adhesive that is going to be launched in October. And Beth, tell our viewers a little bit more about that adhesive.
Well, it's called Scotch Bond Universal Adhesive, and it is a truly unique product in that it is total etch and self-etch in one bottle. And it also has the ability to bond to really all dental surfaces without any extra primer.
And one of the things that you were telling us earlier is that this is really almost a new class of material, is that right?
Yes, we believe that this is truly a new class of adhesive because it transcends that generational issue because it is both total etch and self-etch in one bottle. It doesn't require any primers, so it really offers a simplification to the dentist. He no longer has to stock potentially 2 adhesive systems. He doesn't have to stock potentially 3 different primers in order to do indirect bonding. And it also offers virtually no post-op sensitivity in total etch mode, which is also unique in the dental market.
Okay. And one more question. I know you all have dropped the ad for name.
Yes.
What's one of the reasons behind that?
One of the reasons is because this is truly unique, a new class of material, we really wanted to link it back to Scotch Bond and Scotch Bond Multipurpose, which, for all intents and purposes, really kind of defined the dental adhesive category back since the 80s. So we wanted to bring that legacy and pull it through.
Okay. And this will be available October?
October 1st.
Okay. And how do our viewers get a hold of the product?
It'll be available through a distributor near you, your favorite, Shine, Patterson, whomever.
Okay.
And so basically October 1st, contact your local rep.
Great. Okay. All right. Be looking for that on October 1st. And Beth, thanks for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin. Sounds like a great new product from the folks at 3M ESPE. And thank you for joining us on dentistryIQ.com. I'm Michelle Fox saying goodbye until next week.